Welcome cartoonists, hope you got your pens ready. We've got another challenge today. A lot of people have been asking for Seahorse, so that's what I'm going to try and work on today with you. Now it's a really tricky shape, but if you work with me we'll really give this a go and see what you can come up with. So the first line is like the top of the head, but it's going to be sloping down a little bit. Okay, just a curve like that. If you can work on that to start with. Let's go through this together and see if we can get something like that's all the room for the body down there. So I'm starting the upper part of the page. Now from there I'm curving up a little bit, and that goes into the nose. And then for the bottom part of the face I'm doing a similar shape coming up, and then we curve for that nose again. So already you've got something like that. That's the top of the head, underside of the head, like its chin, into the nose. Then we'll just round that off at the end. And you've got the basic shape of the head there. So where that chin is there, we're going to curve a line, just missing that tip of that nose. We're going to curve down, then up to that nose, really going down, up a little bit to that nose and down, and just stop there. We'll just do it bits at a time because it is a tricky shape to do all in one go. You'll be fine once you get practiced in it, but this is your first attempt. So that's like the chest and tummy area, starting from there, just missing the nose. It's important that you just miss the nose because it looks like its head's tucked down a little bit. So we're carrying that shape round, and it's like it's sticking its chest out a little bit. Okay, so that is the shape. You see it goes past the nose a little bit. And on the back of the head we're going to curve that as well. We're going to curve it, and it's going to go quite close to the neck area there. I told you it was tricky, but I'll look forward to seeing what you can come up with. So you curve the back of that head and we'll stop there, ready for the next part. I know it's tricky drawing while you're trying to watch, so I'm just taking my time here because these are tricky shapes. So we're going to carry that line down. We're not going to follow the line of that chest. We're going to make it into the back so it goes a little bit wider there. A little bit wider. You can see it coming away from that line now. We'll carry on down a little bit. And this is going to be its back. Any other shapes we can add on later, we just want the basic shape of this seahorse. So we're going to continue that line more or less straight down now. Again, a slight curve in it. Everything's got to be a little bit curvy. But you can get the width of the body now from the chest to the back. And it doesn't matter if it's not exactly the same. Remember, it's going to be your cartoon, so don't worry. I'm continuing that line till we've got just a little gap ready for the tail. That's where the body finishes and the tail starts. So I'll start on this inside, the lower part from its tummy round. And again, I'm just going to do it in sections, so that's like a big C shape. And I'm going to follow that line as well so I don't get lost, because it's easy to get lost doing this. So I'll keep both lines going at the same time. So that is the start of the tail. And then I can carry it on round again. That inside line goes first. And we're curving round into a bit of a spiral shape. Okay, that's all it is, like a spiral shape. And now you can follow it with this other line. Just follow it, and it's getting a little bit thinner at the end, just a little bit, and then you can just finish it off like that. If you can do more spirals, that's great, but just try it like this for now. So you've got a nice spiral tail ready to hang on to some seaweed or something, or some passing shark. So now this is a bit of detail for the tummy or chest area. So again, starting from there, a curved line coming around, And this is basically giving us a dividing line between different colours that we're going to put on there, because you can really have fun colouring this. This is like a little pattern that I like to put on the tummies of a lot of my creatures, sea creatures and turtles and things. Just makes it a little bit different than the rest of the body, and it's good fun to colour in as well. So we're going to have a little kind of tail on the back, or a fin. I'm not sure what you'd call it. So line curving up, and then a line curving down. And all the patterny swirly bits we can add at the end. But let's get the basic shape. So I'm just going to do a nice curve that way. Then we're ready to get a little bit elaborate now and add any bits and pieces that we like, and we'll start with just a few lines on there. So now maybe on the top of the head, we'll do the eye last, but maybe on the top of the head just some nice swirly lines. Never quite go back to that main line of the body, just stop before it. And you can make these as long as you like, as spiky as you like. And once you've started to draw that main shape and got used to it, you can have lots of different varieties of seahorse based on it. And this is just my version of camouflage maybe for the seaweed, but it's up to you how you colour it. You can be as vibrant as you like with this. Again, I'm making a sort of wiggly line back, not quite touching the tail, as you can see. I'm just stopping short of that. And I'm going to carry it all the way around, but I'm going to go smaller and smaller because I don't want it to spoil the lines of the tail and get all tangled up and one line touch another line, getting a bit confusing. So we're keeping it really simple, so we're going smaller and smaller to there. And you've got a pretty nice looking seahorse there. For the eye, just do a nice simple circle, a nice big eye, and it makes it look really nice. We can put a big shiny eye on this. So just inside that line we can put another one. Any of you who haven't done eyes with us before, this is a nice sort of cute way of drawing an eye. Then another line, so you can put a little bit of colour in there. You can choose which coloured eye you'd like, but in the middle of course is a pupil, and we're going to shade that black but leave a little bit of that paper showing through so it looks like a shiny eye. If you want to add a few bubbles, you can do. And go crazy with these, put as many as you like. Okay, so I've got a lot of different shapes and sizes to make your cartoon more interested. You can put some little scales or whatever pattern you'd like on there. Be interesting to see what you come up with when you're working on yours. So I'm just going to add a little bit of shading now. Of course, hopefully you'll be using your coloured pens and pencils. So if I was colouring this, whichever colour it would be, I'd make these little twirly bits on the back all a similar colour. I'd make certain things match up because it makes the cartoon more effective sometimes. But if you want to put like a gradient and go from pink down to purple or whatever, you can do. But I tend to make those bits different than the rest of the body. Choose a nice colour for the eye and leave that little bottom bit of the eye white. I'm just putting little bits of shading here and there. This tummy or chest area can be a different colour, and if you want to put a little bit of shading like I'm doing, again it adds to the detail. So because we've got a bit of time spare, I think you've drawn a crab before. If you haven't, here's a really easy way of drawing a crab. And if you have drawn it before, good, because you can get practicing. We're doing 2 circles together. See if you can keep up with this. I'm going to do it quite quickly, but 2 circles together, big circle joining them up, On either side, around about there, 2 small circles. Then joined onto that is another big circle, or slightly oval. Okay, looking a bit like a crab if we put that zigzag line there. Same on the other side. That's a real nice easy way of drawing a crab, which is why he's looking so happy. Now I'm going to put 3 circles together for the legs on that side, and little spiky bits for those little short legs. And he's kind of floating midway from the seabed to the surface. Nice big shiny eyes again, big circles. I'll draw those little half circle shapes there and colour the rest in. Then you've got the paper showing through again, which looks like you've got shiny eyes. And whatever colour that crab's going to be. Again, if you go on our Facebook group and post them on, we'll do a little feature. I want to send some stickers out this week for anybody who's really tried hard. And if you leave a comment, if you've enjoyed it, I'll give you a shout out as well. And just like to see that you're out there and see what your cartoons are like. So, still a bit of time left. If you want to attempt this, here's an easy way of drawing a fish. I'll start with a circle. It's a real straightforward way. Have a go. Straight line coming down. And a long line coming down there. Curve it slightly. So that's the nose and the chin of the fish. There's a spiky fin, just a V shape. We're carrying the back going down. Carry on with that line. We don't see much of the other fin, just the little tip of it there because it's hidden by the body. And there's the back of the fish, going very narrow at the back towards the tail. This is a fin on the back. Real simple way of drawing a fin. And just some lines to add some detail going down there. You can just about see another eye on the other side if you want to put another curved line on the end there. That fish is happy as well. God, everyone's happy today. So there, go as big as you like with that tail fin. Add a couple of little extra fins if you like here and there. And you've got a nice underwater scene with, what I hope, you've got a seahorse that you're reasonably happy with for your first attempt. But I hope you're going to have another go. It takes a few goes to get used to anything. But once you've drawn it a couple of times and you've mastered it a little bit, then colouring it is the best bit. You can really have fun with it then. You can do lots of them on a page if you enjoy drawing them. So there, colour the fish in any way you like. Here's a rocky sort of coral seabed, just wiggly lines. Add a few more lines for detail here and there. And I'm going to have some seaweed floating upwards there as well. A few little strands of it here and there just to add to the detail of the picture. I mean, it doesn't take long just to add these little extra bits. And there you've got a nice underwater scene. The 3 amigos chilling out together. The fish, the seahorse and the crab. And don't forget to sign your work. That's the important bit. And the other important bit, give us a thumbs up, let me know you're out there, and leave a comment and let me know what you'd like to draw. And I will see you on the next workshop.